just look at that. How good does that look? So this right here is Matcha Dalgona, and this works with so many different things, making so many things more delicious. Today, I'm gonna show you exactly how to make it, how you can use it in lots of different drinks, and then at the end of the video, I'll show you a strawberry Matcha Dalgona, which is fantastic, and I can't wait to share with you. So, let's make the Matcha Dalgona. The Dalgona coffee, which inspired the Matcha Dalgona, took the world by storm back in the COVID lockdown days, which feels like a lifetime ago now. But with matcha's massive rise recently, with it becoming so popular, it was inevitable that the internet would take this, apply it to matcha, and it's safe to say the results are incredible. So making the Matcha Dalgona is actually really simple. You just need 4 ingredients here. First of all, you need some good quality matcha, a little bit of cold water, or coconut water if you prefer. We need some kind of sweetener, and I'm going with agave here, but you can choose your favorite sweetener. And then we need a creamy element to give it that amazing, luxurious, distinctive texture, and I'm going with Oatly Whippable Creamy Oat. This recipe makes enough for around about 2 to 3 serves, depending on how much you're adding to your drinks. But obviously, if you want to, you can scale this up, make a little bit more, and it'll work perfectly well. So there are 2 ways to do this. There's the best way and there's the quickest way. The quickest way is just to mix all the ingredients together at the same time, whiz it up with the milk frother, and this does give pretty good results, which will work absolutely fine in a pinch if you're in a hurry. But I find the texture you get from doing it this way, you get full integration of the matcha without any graininess. You get that vibrant green color throughout the entire Matcha Dalgona, and I think this is way better if you can do it this way. But I do understand some people want to be in a hurry, so you can always do that and still get really good results. So for what I think is the best version of the Matcha Dalgona, I like to go in with 5 grams of good quality matcha. And as always, the better the ingredients you use, the better the end result. And 5 grams gives you 2.5 grams per person if you're dividing this into 2 drinks, which is a pretty sensible amount. You don't have too much caffeine necessarily, but it gives plenty of that really good quality matcha flavor. And by using a good quality, vibrant green matcha, this carries through into the Dalgona and gives it that really bright green color. So we just want to sieve this to get rid of any clumps. To that, we're gonna go 25 grams of cold water, or if you want to add a bit of flavor here, you can use coconut water. Both work really nicely. And then we just want to whisk this all together into a very strong, intense paste, which is smooth and aerated, ready for making into our Dalgona. So now we can see this is really shiny, really glossy. This is gonna be a perfect base for our Matcha Dalgona. And I like to sweeten this slightly, but this is optional, and you can use any sweetener you prefer, or no sweetener at all. I'm just gonna go in with 5 grams of agave, which I think is a really complementary sweetness. Works really nicely with matcha. And then for our cream element, I'm going in with Oatly Whippable Creamy Oat, 50 grams in total. And I love this stuff. I use it all the time. So the reason for choosing the Oatly Whippable Creamy Oat, not only does the oaty flavor work really nicely with matcha, which is kind of why matcha and oat milk have become perfect partners in the market. You tend to see it served with oat milk as a default, but the Oatly Whippable Creamy Oat gives you the most amazing texture with no compromise on flavor. It whips up perfectly in the Matcha Dalgona, but it's also plant-based, making the Matcha Dalgona made in this way accessible for many more people. So a big thank you to this video's partner, which is Oatly. I'll put the website in the description below, so check that out. And now we can whiz up our Matcha Dalgona. So I'm doing this with a milk frother, but if you don't have one of these, you can always just use a handheld whisk. And we just want to take it to the point where it slightly stiffens up, so it's kind of pourable and spoonable without going too far. So that's looking really nice now. It's got that really nice, vibrant green color. This just looks incredible. It's so satisfying. The best way I'd describe the texture is that it looks like wet paint. It's shiny, glossy, and glimmering in the lights, and it works with so many different things, which I'm going to talk about just now. In a second, I'll show you how to make the amazing strawberry Matcha Dalgona, which I'm very excited about and I keep drinking at the moment. But you can also make a simple Matcha Dalgona with this. Just layer the Matcha Dalgona on top of a base of ice and Oatly Barista Edition, which you can sweeten if you prefer. You can layer it on top of coconut water, inspired by the matcha coconut cloud trend. And you can even layer it on top of something like a homemade blueberry lemonade, which brings a really nice creamy umami flavor to really contrast the sweet and sour, zingy, fizzy base. This can also be amazing in different cocktails. We will be exploring more of this in the future, so make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already so you don't miss it. But one of my favorite combinations at the moment is to make a smoky Mezcal matcha margarita. Just add 50 mils of your favorite Mezcal, 25 mils of freshly squeezed lime juice, 25 mils of orange liqueur, 5 to 10 mils of agave. Give this a good shake up and fine strain it into a glass. and then just layer on your matcha dalgona, finishing it with something like tahini or chili flakes, which gives a really nice combination of matcha, smoke, spice, and citrus, all coming together to be a really harmonious drink with lots of textures and flavors going on. Look out for more ways to use this on the channel in the future. And now, let's make that amazing strawberry matcha dalgona. Since I've been making the matcha dalgona, I keep coming back to this framework over and over again. This is really versatile. I'm using strawberries, but you can use whatever berries are in season. I'm using agave as my sweetener, but again, you can use your own favorite sweetener. And this just really celebrates that matcha dalgona really well and makes for a really addictive, delicious drink. So we're gonna build this in a really nice cold glass. I'm gonna start with 3 to 4 really nice ripe strawberries. I like to sweeten this with about 15 mils of agave. But again, you can increase this or decrease this depending on how sweet you like your drinks. Just gonna crush these together to release all that delicious strawberry flavor. Gonna add in a few ice cubes to get this really nice and cold. Top it up with Oatly Barista Edition, which is gonna bring that really nice creamy texture. And before you add your matcha dalgona, I recommend putting in the straw first, just so it doesn't disrupt the layering. And then we can just pour on that delicious matcha dalgona, which is shining and glimmering, looking like wet paint. It just looks so appealing. Garnish that with half a strawberry. And there you have the strawberry matcha dalgona. How good does that look? So I do usually recommend against layering drinks like this because you do get that separation of flavor. But in this instance, everything tastes amazing. So you could drink it as it is. I like to give it a little mix together just to get those flavors a little bit integrated, which can get quite messy. So I'm gonna have a little drink first. It's like sweet strawberry. So this is just about fully mixed together now. I'm gonna give it a taste now it's all combined. Cheers everyone. I love it. It takes everything that's great about strawberries and cream, everything that's great about a matcha latte, combines them together. It's got a really nice balance of the fruity flavors coming through from the strawberry, which obviously you can change for other fruits. It's got a really nice level of sweetness, the most incredible texture. It's creamy, smooth, velvety, really shiny. And it's just a really nice template that you can adapt to add other flavors to. The texture is unreal, so I do really recommend giving this one a try. I've finished the entire thing. I think that says a lot about how delicious this drink is, how delicious this amazing matcha dalgona really is, and how versatile it is. So play around with this, see what you come up with. Thank you to Oatly for sponsoring this video, and a big thank you to you guys for watching. So I really hope you found this valuable. If you have done, make sure you subscribe to the channel by clicking here so you don't miss any future videos. And if you want to see my introduction to matcha, which I think is a really good beginner's guide to matcha, you can click on this box just here, and I'll put another video for you to watch here, which I really hope you enjoy. So see you in the next one. Thank you for watching, and enjoy your matcha dalgona.